All right, so again, I'm Bobby Gaines. You can call me Bobby. You can call me Dr. Gaines. You can call me Professor Gaines. You can call me Professor B. You can call me black glass spam hat wearing some bitch, whatever you want to call me. You just have your way. All right, call me whatever you want to. Just be kind. So good to have you here. I did want to spend a few minutes going over the syllabus and talk to you about a couple of things. Now, y'all, there's two schools of thought when it comes to us teaching this class, okay? So some of you are coming in here going, oh, Bobby, I'm here for one purpose and one purpose only. I want to pass the CFP exam. Gotcha. So you people are very regimented. You want it laid out A, B, C, D. And you want everything in life to be just perfect. You want to know exactly when exam 1 is. You want to know exactly when exam 2 is. So let's scratch this off. This is not my teaching technique. That's one way of doing it. So if we did it that way, I'd already tell you when exam 1 is and when exam 2 is, and you would have it on your refrigerator and on your calendar, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. But that's not really the way I teach. So I'm more like, hey, let's just wing it, baby. Let's go at it. Let's get in this stuff, and you're going to be fine. Trust me, I'm going to take care of you. But in this class, we have approximately 50 people that are signed up. Now, if you know anybody else that would like to be in the class, tell them, register now, get on in. The class says that you need 2 prerequisites. It will take an act of God for us to get the faculty of the University of Alabama to approve doing away with those prerequisites. However, I can waive those prerequisites for anybody that would like to take the class. So if you've got somebody that's in swimming and they're taking swimming classes at the University of Alabama, and they're like, I'd like to learn how to invest and to manage my money. Hey, come on in. You know, tell your parents, your grandparents, your nieces, your nephews, your uncles, whoever wants to come into the class, come on in. Have a great time together. So even though it says you need those prerequisites, screw that, right? Let's dump that. Y'all don't need the prerequisites.
Dying. I love him.
All right. Okay, Beth. So also, I need to tell you this. So in a class of 50 people, a lot of you are here for financial planning, and you think you're going to sit for the financial planning class. Now, I hope nobody's in here that could possibly fire me. I don't think there is. Let me just say this. Chances are, in a class this size, there will be 5 of you who will sit for the CFPs. And every one of you right now is saying, oh, yeah, that's me. And you're going to get out and you're going to go, yeah, I need to take the CFP exam, but it costs $825. And that's a lot of money. And then life gets in the way. So there'll be about 5 of you that'll sit for it. Now, for the 5 of you that are going to sit for the CFP exam, 100% of you are going to sign up for a cram course. And you're going to be searching the internet and you're going to be searching for material so that you can cram. That's what's going to get you over the level of passing your CFP course. So while I could design this class to satisfy 5 of you who are going to sit for the CFP exam, well, let's screw that too. All right. Because you're all going to take a cram course. You're all going to sit and read the books and the cue cards and the flashcards, and you're going to do the online thing. You're going to do all that. And that's going to get you over the hump for that. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you information that will be helpful for you for the CFP exam. But here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to become stinking wealthy. Now, some of y'all highfalutin folks probably don't know what that means. Stinking wealthy means I want you to develop wealth throughout your life and career. That's what I want for you. That's what I'm going to teach you in this class. So I took an undergraduate investments class, and guess what I remember from the class? 0. I took a master's investments class at the University of Alabama. Guess what I remember about investments class? 0. I took a PhD level investments class. Guess what I remember about the class? 0. Friend, let me tell you this. When you get out of this class, you will know something and you will remember something, because I am about to radically rip up all the conventional wisdom that you have about investments. We're going to throw it in the trash and we're going to start afresh, because conventional wisdom, ladies and gentlemen, is often wrong. Conventional wisdom is often wrong. Forget conventional wisdom. Forget any bias that you have coming into this class. Forget anything that you think that you know about investments, because I was taught investments by people who don't invest. That's like asking a fat person to lead a Weight Watchers meeting. It just isn't right. It just isn't appropriate. So rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you that I am an investor, I am a trader, I am in the markets daily, I am engaged in the study and mastery of financial markets and the enlightenment of college students' minds and the challenging of their hearts. So when you come into this class, you need to sit back and enjoy the ride, because my job to you is to share my wisdom and knowledge with you. I will share my personal biases with you, and you can disagree with my biases. You can argue about my biases. You can say I'm just goofy and don't know what I'm talking about, and that's fine. But I've got 51 years on me. I know I look like 35. You're sitting there going, oh my God, I can't believe Bobby is 51. Oh yeah, I look 35. I got it. I should be on the cover of People magazine, for God's sakes, but I'm not. So conventional wisdom, throw it out the door. We're going to rip this thing apart. Now, for those of you, ladies and gentlemen, that are worried about your grades and your GPAs and your all of this, let me just put you at ease. There is not a reason that everyone in this class should not have an A+ at the end of this class. It's not easy, but it's simple. All I ask for you is to participate. All I ask for you is to give your all. All I ask for you is to complete your assignments. All I ask for you is to be respectful to your classmates and to me. And here's my promise to you. You are going to have an enjoyable, stress-free class learning about investments. Now, here's the cool thing. We've all had those professors that we just swore they come into the class to cause us misery, to make our lives a living hell while we're in this class. That is not me. I want you to have fun. I want you to sit back. I want you to relax, and I want you to enjoy the process. As long as you participate, as long as you listen, as long as you take notes, you're going to be fine. Number one, let me go ahead and give you your question for your first exam. Are you ready? Now, you probably think that I'm going to give you a 50-question multiple choice exam. Bull crap. We're not doing that. Here's your question. Y'all write this down. You ready? What have you learned in this course so far? That's your question. That's your first exam. So you can go to Chegg, you can go to Course Hero, you can go to whatever to try to find the answer to that, and you're not going to find that answer. The reason most professors give multiple choice questions is so the computer can grade it for them. I am not that professor. I am here to listen to what you have learned while we have been together. So what have you learned so far? I'll give you about an hour and a half to write. And guess what? Your exam is open book. Your exam is open note. You cannot possibly cheat on the exam unless you copy verbatim what someone else is doing. I just want to know what you've learned in the class so far. And trust me, you are going to learn a lot. Okay. Now let's go over the syllabus just a little bit before we get started. I can't wait for this, y'all. It's going to be so exciting. I hope you're as excited as I am. So let's see. Oh, behave. I had the syllabus open. Hold on a second. Let me log back into my Bama. Just a second. By the way, do we have any questions whatsoever? Anybody? Give it to me. Give me your best shot. And I got a brand new Apple phone today. So let's see if I'm getting the little knowledge thing saying that I need to get in. Here we go. Let's see. Not now. Where's my Duo logo? Oh, and you can also type in the chat too if you'd like to. Where's my thing so I can get in? Let me see if I can get into Outlook. Nobody panic. Here we go, because I sent one to Beth yesterday, kind of a revised schedule, but let me find that one so we can pull it up. Oh man, it's been awesome just getting all of you guys set up to. Okay, here we go. Here's a similar syllabus to what we got. So let's open this little puppy. Yep. All right, here we go. Syllabus. Let's talk about this syllabus, because so many of you have been worried. You're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing in week 3. Yeah, you're right. We have no idea what we're doing in week 3. But trust me, it's going to be fun. All right, so let's bring this down a bit and see what the syllabus looks like. Make this bigger. All right. So as your professor, I am your partner in education. You need to know that. So you may be only taking me for one class. Well, you are stuck with me for the rest of your life. You will not be able to get rid of me. You can call me whenever you want to call me. You can text me whenever you want to text me. You can email me for the rest of my life, because you are my student for life. I'm here to mentor you and make sure that you're successful in your life. Okay, I want you to be successful in whatever you, and you'll notice that one of the things we talk about much more than investments. We talk much more about trading in the markets. We talk about life. We talk about your careers. We talk about getting you ready to go out there and to tackle the world. All right. So I am your person for life. I will be there for you. I will come to your wedding. I will be there at the birth of your child. I may be on FaceTime, but I will be there. Okay. So that's my promise to you. You've got my cell phone. You can text me. You can call me. Keep in mind that I've got 5 kids. They are the most uncontrollable bunch that you've ever seen in your life. They are 5, 7, 11, and 17, and they are wide open. So it may take me a while to get back to you, but I will be there for you. I will respond to your email. I'll respond to your text, and I will call you back. You've got my email. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I want you to be successful in the course, and I'm going to be literally pissed off if every one of you doesn't have an A+ in this class. No reason that you should. Okay, so you need to know that. Now, I told you, you got a friend, you got a roommate that wants to take the class, that wants to know how to invest and to make money in their life. You need to get them in here. I will send me an email. I will waive any prerequisites for this course for anybody with a pulse. Anybody with a pulse and a desire to learn, come on in. All right, so we talked to you about the course description a little bit. If you can't explain the importance of investing to your best friend, your partner, or your mama, chances are you can't explain the importance of investing to your future clients. We're going to make this so simple, and it's going to be so enjoyable. It really is. So the required text for this course says something about mayonnaise. I have no idea what this is, and I don't care what this is. If you have ordered this, send it back, get your money back. Okay, I apologize if you hadn't done that, but I did give you a little thing that said, hey, don't order the mayo, whatever that is, text. Don't order that. Then I gave you a few that I want you to get. All right. This book has changed my life, How to Make $1 Million in the Stock Market Automatically by Robert Lucello. I would recommend the Kindle version. It's on Amazon for $13.99. You need to get The Simple Path to Wealth. That's going to be a great book. You need to get the 3% Signal, the investing technique that will change your life, and the little book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. So go ahead and get those books. I'm not exactly sure in what order that we're going to tackle them, but go ahead and have those ready. These 4 books, show me your library, and I will show you your life. You should be developing and acquiring a library of information that will radically change the way that you think about the world and investments. These are 4 that you're going to want to keep in your library. I'm going to give you some others that I'll throw out. You'll hear me talk about the wealthy barber. You definitely need to get the wealthy barber. It needs to be a part of your library. All right. So we said other course materials, as I see. Now, here's where we got to give you the learning outcomes. This is the stuff that is required that I have in here by the CFP people that have approved our classes, and you will get that. We'll talk about characteristics of taxation. We'll tell you about risk. We'll tell you about these measures and all this blah, 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 blah. But y'all, I'm going to give you the nuts and bolts of how to make money in the markets. The markets exist for one reason. Does anybody know why the market is there, y'all? Anybody? Lisa, why is the market there? Lisa, don't cover your eyes. Just say to me. It's fine. We're all friends here. Lisa, why do you think the market's there?
To make us all wealthy. It's changing money from, how do I put it? The markets are there to drive business.
Markets are there to drive business. I like it. I like what you're thinking. It's there to make us wealthy. I like it.
For example, last year, I was kind of doing a little bit of playing in the market again. I originally came from a mutual fund and brokerage background, and I took an 11-year hiatus from it. So I went back into it with like Webull and Robinhood, and I only wanted to do conservative investing. So I decided to invest in things that I knew would be a quick sale based on what was happening in the world. So the pandemic's going on, people are at home, they're renovating their homes. So I decided to invest in things like Lowe's and the Container Store. So I didn't put a lot in. I only put in $1,000, but I managed to gain $2,000. So it's not a big deal, but it was a big deal to me. And the reason why I picked those things is because I knew people were going to buy into that. So that's why I say investments in the market is to drive business to those companies. As those companies grow, they make more money. So I hope that kind of makes sense.
Lisa, excellent work. Lisa gets an extra point. Lisa, don't forget that owe you an extra point, okay?
Okay.
Let me put this up. Lisa gets an extra point. Wonderful. Lisa, that's very, very good. All right, let me give you an answer that is a little different based on my experience with the market and me timing the market. The market is there for one reason for most people. To take your money and to give you sub-market returns. So Lisa did really, really well in describing what she did, and she made money on those particular investments. What we'll ask people over the long term, though, is how are you doing compared to the S&P 500? You know, for many of us, the S&P 500 is the benchmark. So if over the last, 10 years, let's say that this thing's up 14% a year, I don't even know what's up. All right, how have you done? And most people will say, I've not matched the S&P 500. I'm below the S&P 500. So the market is there to take our money. And if you don't know what you're doing, there are sharks in this market that will gladly take your money. They will rip you to shreds. You have the most smart individuals on the planet in this market, and they have algorithms, they have all kinds of things, and they will chew you to pieces. So that's why the market's there. But we're going to talk about how we go into Mr. Market, how we attack it with a killer mentality, and how we kill the dinosaur and drag its dead, bloody carcass back to the cave so that we can feed our families. All right, so here's our little grading policy. You're going to have a weekly discussion, the 30 points each. You're going to have 7 assignments. Now, most of you have already completed your first discussion. You've already completed your first assignment, and it says 2 exams. And if I change my mind, just say we're going to have 1 exam, then we'll have 1 exam. So, but 2 is what I anticipate having. I don't know when they'll come. I will have our second exam. If we have a second exam, we will have it out of the way before you have to worry about finals in any other class. Again, if I cause you stress, then I'm doing something wrong. So nobody have stress. Policy on missed assignments. All right, so let's pick on Lisa again. Lisa, I saw her son come in the background. Lisa, was that your son coming in the background? Yeah, so she's got her
Yeah,
son
that's
coming in
one
the
of
background.
them.
Yeah, so you'll see my 5 at some point. They'll be out of school and you're going to see them in the background screaming, and you'll hear me yelling and fussing at them. So, let's say that Lisa's son, has a stressful week, or he gets sick, or he's got a snotty nose, or whatever it is, upset stomach. And she's like, I'm having to spend a lot of time with my son, and I've got this big assignment coming up and I don't have time to do it. You send me a little email, you just check in with me and say, hey, Bob, can I get a couple extra days on that? And what do? I say yes, because I'm a loving, compassionate individual. So here's what I don't want anyone to do, though. I don't want you to ever lie to me. The one thing that you and I have with each other is let's don't lie. Let's be brutally honest. Now, if Lisa were to say, you know what? I've got 6 other classes that I'm taking, and my God, I am in it this week. I don't have time to do all these assignments. I need a little extra time. Guess what I'm going to say? Fine. If she just says, you know what? I'm having a pissed off day. I'm having a bad day, and I don't think I'm going to have the assignment in today. That's fine too. All you got to do is let me know, but tell me the truth. I don't want to do this assignment today. Fine. You tell me. I just want you to level with me. So you and I are going to have a certain level of trust with one another. We don't lie to each other. We tell you the honest to God's truth. So let's do that. So, if Kyle's sitting there and going, crap, man, I can't get this done. Hey, you're working a full-time job. I realize, some of y'all are in miserable jobs. You are working in a cubicle. You're trying to better yourself. You're working on a master's. You're in the military. You've got all this stuff. Look, he's doing work while we're here. He's submitting activities. You got all this stuff going on. Some of you work in cubicles and you hate your job. You don't hate your life per se, but you beat yourself up, and every day you're like, my God, I got to get up and go to that job that I hate. So I don't want you to do that. We want to show you how that you can make enough money so that you can do the job that you want to do. So I work with teenagers in high school that go, oh man, I love art. I want to be an artist. But they're like, I can't make money doing art. I'm a starving artist. So I say, hey, get you a job at McDonald's, save $500 a month somewhere, live with your parents, and put this money away, and I'll show you how you can obtain wealth so you can paint or sculpt or do whatever the flip it is that you want to do with your life. That's where true freedom comes. Instead of sitting in a cubicle, just beating your head, against the wall every day, going, oh my God, I hate my life. I just want to do something with my life. You have come to the right place. I understand that. So keep in mind, I was in the cubicle for 27 years. I worked in the cubicle for 27 years. And I drove 4 hours every day for 27 years. Can you believe that? 27 years, I had a commute of 200 miles a day. I was in the car 4 hours a day, beating my head, going, I hate this job. I want to do better. And I finally got out, y'all. And by making the right decisions, by making smart investments, I was able to fully retire at age 50. So I'm 51 now. I retired back in May. Life is good. I've got a little farm. I got donkeys. I got goats. I got pigs. I got ducks. I got chickens. And I got 5 unruly children and a wife that keeps me straight. And we live in an old farmhouse built in 1860, back during the time of the Civil War. So, life is good, y'all. And I want you to enjoy your life. I want you to be able to have the early retirement. I want you guys to be able to do what you want to do. I want you to be able to go on those vacations that you want to go on. I want you to be inspired to do the work in your community that you want to do. My wife volunteers at our school. We've got kids in 3 different schools, elementary and middle and high, and she gets to volunteer to school. She gets to do those things. Why does she get to do those things? Because we've made wise decisions. We've made great investment decisions, and now we are theoretically, you know, knock on wood, set for the remainder of our days. We can go on the vacations, we can buy the cars, we can do the things that we want to do, but we're not all caught up in the consumption. We are caught up in living life and enjoying it, because life, as my mama says, and she calls me Bubba, she says, Bubba, life is good. It really, really is. And it is. You and I are given a blessing each and every day to get out of the bed. I get out of the bed, I look at what the markets are doing, I go and do what I want to do, I trade a little bit, I manage my hedge fund that I manage, and I'm done for the rest of the day. Watering my donkeys, petting my chickens, trying not to get killed by one of my roosters who pecked my hands yesterday. Look at the blood. Unbelievable. Look what he did to me. Son of a gun, I'm gonna ring him and put him in a frying pan one day. So I want you to be happy in your life as well. I want you to be set investment wise. I want you to make tons and tons of money. Money does not buy happiness. Y'all need to write this down. Let me write it down so you remember it. Money does not buy happiness. But, that's a big old but, y'all, the lack of it will make you miserable. I've not had money and I've had money, and life is just so much better when you've got a little bit of it to do things with. So money does not buy happiness, but the lack of it will make you miserable. So why don't we get you enough to where you can focus on the things that are really important: your family, your faith, your church, your community, your country, doing the things that you want to do with your life, and not having to worry about grinding to make a living, to just beat yourself in the head to go to a cubicle every day that you hate. All right, back to the syllabus, if I can find it. Okay, so I tell you, if you miss something, you're going to get a 0, but I've told you how wishy-washy I am. If you'll just tell me characteristics of a successful student. And this was amazing. Last semester, I told them, I said, y'all all should have an A. But at the end of the day, do you realize I was waking people up on the last day of the semester going, dude, you got an F. Why do you have an F? That's because they had not done any of the work. Get in there and do the work. So this time, I'm not going to call you on the last day of school. I'm not going to push you that much. I want you to be self-motivated. I want you to, but everybody kind of falls in a normal distribution curve. And if you don't know what a normal distribution curve, let me show you what that looks like. Normal distribution curve is this, and we use this in investing, so this is something for you to know too. Here's what a normal distribution curve looks like. It's kind of the bell curve that you've probably seen before. So 68% of you will fall here. 68% will fall somewhere in the middle of your abilities, your character, whatever. You're going to fall in the middle. There will be 16% of you who will excel, and there will be 16% of you who are below the mean, the average here, right? So below. So, and it's easy for me when I look at your work to know who is who. Most of you fall right here. Some of you excel. Some of you are below par. And it doesn't matter what I do or how good I teach. It's just the way it works. And I'll know it from the level of effort that you put out. So what I'm asking you, I'm trying to push you to be here. I want you to be here, right? This is one standard deviation below, one standard deviation above. I want you to excel. And hopefully most of you will, we'll see. But that's where I'm pushing you to be. But you got to be a little bit self-starting yourself. All right, back to the syllabus. Successful students will possess a grateful spirit, grateful for the air that you breathe, grateful for the life that you have. In spite of the problems and all the garbage that has been dumped on you, we have life, and there's nothing more precious. They are kind, In a world where you can be anything, at least you can be kind. They have a thirst for knowledge and wisdom. It would be easy for me to say, oh, I know everything there is about investments and trading. I do not. I have only scratched the surface. And again, I am engaged in the study and mastery of financial markets. So I want you to have a thirst for knowledge and wisdom. When I tell you to read something, it's not because I'm just giving you make work. It's because I'm giving you something that will flipping change the direction of your life. So take it very, very seriously. They're present during class sessions. Some of you are so upset you can't attend the live sessions. Do not worry. I will send you a link for the recordings and you will be fine. But if you can at all be present during our sessions, be here, because you and I are going to be actually trading. You're going to be running your own portfolio. You're going to be running your own paper portfolio, right? We'll start you out with $100,000 and we'll see how you do this semester. That you're going to do things that you never thought were possible. They participate in class activities and discussions, and they have a positive attitude. All right. Anyone got a question about that? That's what I expect of each and every one of you. Those are high expectations. I want you to be grateful, kind, thirst for knowledge and wisdom, be present, participate, and have a positive attitude. What I promise you in return is that I admit that I don't know everything. Matter of fact, I don't know a guy by this name. I've never found him. I don't know. No. Jack. I can't remember his last name. It sounds like this. I don't know Jack Shot. And y'all know what I'm trying to say there. I don't know Jack Crap, right? I don't know Jack Crap. And that's what you should assume. All right. And I admit, I don't know everything. I don't know everything. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. And if you ask me something that I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. All right. Hey, Dr. Gaines, I don't believe we, blah, blah, blah. All right, they are approachable. Again, you got my number. I am approachable. You can come here for Thanksgiving. You can come here for Christmas. I am approachable. I listen to the needs of my students. You are guaranteed that. I will be your biggest cheerleader. I treat you with respect. I make learning enjoyable. And again, I am a lifelong resource for you. Questions about me, questions about my commitment to your learning process. I am here for you. Got it? Let's see what else. And then I'll give you all my little stuff and my background and how I, I think I told you about my terrible car accident where I was in the hospital for 51 days and I've got a bionic pelvis. I think I told you about all that. So that's in there. How they cut my toe off. That's probably in there. All kinds of stuff that I've gone through in my life. Okay. So if you got any questions about the syllabus, let me know. And most of you probably didn't read the syllabus, and that's fine. And some of you wanted much more greater detail in the syllabus. You're not going to get it. I'll try to let you know a week in advance of anything that we're doing, but it's not going to be so hard that it's going to cause you any harm. Questions. Kyle, you're looking at me. Kyle, can you say something to me? You can mash your space button and it'll unmute you.
If I can let the mute button work.
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you great. You okay?
Sweet.
All right. Catherine, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is very enjoyable and refreshing.
Okay, good. Now, let me make sure I pronounce your name. Is it Elam? Elam?
Yes,
Which one?
Yes.
Is it Elam or Elam?
Ilham.
Ilham, right? Is that
Yes.
right? In
Yes.
my best, my little Alabama accent, Ilham.
Yeah, I have lived in Alabama, in Tuscaloosa, around 6 years. I really love
Oh,
Tuscaloosa.
wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Okay. So, and I'm picking on the ones that I can actually see, right? And everybody else, I'd love to see y'all too. And you don't have to, because I know you're probably sitting in your underwear too. Okay, there's Brad. Hey, Brad. How you doing, Brad? You feel good about this?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, there's Doug. Doug's driving down the road. I like it, Doug. Where you at? Don't wreck, man.
I had to unmute while I was driving. That's dangerous.
Dang right it is.
I'm between
between Greencastle, Indiana, and heading home to Indianapolis. So
Oh, no. You went to the national championship game, didn't you?
I couldn't tickets, and I was too cheap to pay $1,500.
I'm gonna mute you, Doug. You break it up a little bit. Hey, Charlie, man, what's up, Charlie?
How's it going?
Fat and sassy, baby. How's it going for you?
It's good.
Good. All right, there's Evan. Evan, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Are you feeling good about the class?
Oh yeah, so far, thank you. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Brent. Hey, Brent,
Howdy.
how you feeling?
If I were any better, I'd be twins.
There you go, baby. Is it Shantae? Shantae? How am I pronouncing that? Hit your space button and it'll unmute you. Your space bar should unmute you. Okay, I can't hear her. All right, and so there's Christiana or Christina. How do I pronounce your name? I want to make sure I get it right.
It's Christiana.
Christiana, I love that name. How you doing, Christiana? Where are you from?
I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
Girl, I'm in Bowden, Georgia. We're about 45 minutes away from each other. We'll eat at the Greasy Spoon one day, grab a little lunch. Well, welcome in. All right, so I'm not saying everybody else in, anybody else wants to chime in, but listen, I want you to have a good time in this class. Let's just have fun. Let's don't take it too seriously, but really, I believe we're going to show something that's going to radically change your life. So I'm not going to keep you much longer, but I do want to go through a couple of things. And I call these the big meatballs. So the big meatballs of our class, let's go to the big meatballs. When you leave a class, you should probably know at least 3 things. And if it's only 3 things that you know, it's pretty good. So wealth accumulation, wealth building, wealth, or let's just put, since this is an investments class, wealth and investments, I can't spell, wealth and investments, becoming wealthy. What'd you say, Beth? Okay, that's Beth. Y'all hear her in the background a lot of times. She tries to throw me off my game. That's my lovely wife. All right, so accumulating wealth is simple, very simple. It's just not easy. There's a difference in something being simple and there's something in being, easy. So it's not difficult. It's very simple. It's just not easy. Okay. Questions about that? It's really simple. You're not going to believe how simple it is. I'm going to show you how simple it is. Second thing is this. There are many companies out there and organizations that spend billions of dollars as an industry. Dollars to manage, and I'm going to put those in quotes, manage your money, your investments, your wealth. There are so many companies out there and so many wealth advisors, blah, 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 that are spending billions of dollars to manage your wealth. And y'all, you don't need a single one of them. You really don't. You don't need wealth managers, and you don't need these financial people putting your money. This is something that you can do yourself. So they're out there spending billions to get your money. They want to take your money. So wealth is simple. It's not easy. There are companies and organizations that spend billions of dollars to manage your wealth and to take your money through fees and the expenses that they charge you. And finally, and here's the sad part, most people, will never obtain FU money. Most will never obtain a high level of wealth, a high net worth, They just won't. Most people in this country will not, and they'll be depending on others to help them through their retirement years. And it's so, so sad. But most will never obtain. You know your own situation right now. Are you ready? Have you prepared for retirement? Have you developed a certain amount of wealth where you could tell your boss today, hey, screw you, Jack, I'm out of here. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to enjoy time with my family. Are you there yet? The answer for most of you and for most of the populace is no. And it's so sad that most people are not there. Most people will never obtain FU money. And you can say FU stands for whatever you want. I try not to use bad words in here, but you know what I'm saying, where you can legitimately look somebody in the eye and say, screw you, Jack, I'm out of here. So if your boss is yelling at you and treating you like a piece of dirt, you go, I don't need this. I'm out of here. My mother is 76 years old. My mother retired about the same time I did at age 50. Now, my mama has gone back to work. And I'm like, Mama, why do you go back to work? And she says, I just love it. She loves it. She's a histotech, and she cuts like moles and warts and legs, and she pushes things through the hospital. I say, Mama, where are you going? I'll be in the hospital. Oh, I got someone's leg. I'm taking it down to the morgue. And I'm like, oh, that's nasty. But she loves it. She loves it. And I keep telling her, I said, you keep working, Mama, because you're going to pad my inheritance. This is great. It's great, Mama. You just keep it up. So, you know, maybe I want you to be able to do what you want to. But guess what? If her boss at the hospital or the doctor's office, if they come up to her and say, let me tell you something, and they start fussing her out or doing whatever, my mama can say, you know what? Screw this. I'm out of here. She's fine. She doesn't have to worry about depending on Social Security. She doesn't have to worry about depending on Medicare. She's got it taken care of because she's made plans accordingly as well. That's where I want all of you to be on that path by the time that you leave this class. Now, I'm going to leave you with one thing before we go. And I've debated on whether to give this to you on the first day, but I'm going to, because I want to leave you with a certain bit of excitement as to what is possible in the world of investments. All right. And I'm going to go through a little program for you called the 10-Year Millionaire. How many of you, by a show of hands, and I don't care if you've already there or not, how many of you would say, huh, I'd love to be a millionaire in 10 years? Anybody that would raise their hand and say, yeah, that's me, Bob. Dr. Bob, that's me. Okay. Now, before I show you the plan and before I show you how to do it, I need to make you aware of a couple of things. And I want to show you how to do this much safer. So I don't want you leaving today going, oh my God, I found the solution. Because this, what I'm about to show you, is going to violate a couple of biases. And the biases that it's going to violate is this. It will violate the recency bias. Anybody know what recency bias is? Anybody? Speak up. Recency.
Yeah, I've understood recency bias is like something happens and maybe it's a low probability event, and because it happened recently, you think it'll happen again more frequently than it should. Like the pandemic hit, my dad's convinced there'll be another one. I don't think he's right, but that's what I think of recency bias.
Kyle, you get an extra point. You need to, hey, I need you, Kyle, to send me an email saying, Bobby, give me my extra point. And Lisa, I need you to send me an email saying I got an extra point. Okay, and I'll put those on your thing. That's very good, Kyle. So yeah, recency bias is this. Just because something has happened in the last 10 years does not mean it's going to repeat itself in the next 10 years. Okay? So with that level of understanding, realize what I'm about to show you does violate the recency bias, but that's fine. Another thing that it's going to violate for you is going to be something called confirmation bias. Confirmation bias. Kyle, you want to take a shot at that, or someone else can give me what confirmation bias is?
I think I've got this one.
Hey, Zach, come on.
Yeah, so confirmation bias for me, the way I understand this one is it's I have an expected outcome already in my mind. So I kind of look for things in the data, or I look for the results that kind of confirm what I already expected the outcome to be.
Zach, dude, look, you send me an email, okay? You get +1. That is excellent.
That's the only reason I took myself off mute, because yeah, I heard you were giving out points. So
I mean, points, and see what I'm saying? I give out points like they're candy, dude. I'm telling you, there's no reason every one of you shouldn't have 1,000,000 points by the end this thing's over. I mean, you're doing great. All right, so Zach, send me an email, and I'll do something to write something where I'll keep up with it on my own. So send me a thing, say, you know what the funny thing is? All of y'all probably send me a thing. Hey, Dr. Bob, I got a point. Yeah, whatever. All right, so send me an email and I'll give you a point. So confirmation bias is exactly what Zach said. So let's say that when I'm 3 years old, I get bit by a donkey, right? So I get bit by a donkey, it bites my toe off, and I'm scared to death of donkeys. So now, throughout my life, I am afraid of every donkey that I see because I think they're going to bite my toe off. But most donkeys are very nice and they're very gentle, except for mine that killed 3 baby goats this week, and it made me cry like a baby. I didn't know my donkeys would kill my baby goats, and I got 3 little baby goats that they just killed, and my heart is breaking. So now I'm like, I don't want my donkey. So I got somebody coming to pick my 2 donkeys up this weekend, and the old fella said, yeah, I'll take them as long as you can load them up. And I thought, how in the hell am I going to load these donkeys up? They only like to be touched. I don't know. That's bigger problems I got to worry with. But confirmation bias is this. I have an expected outcome that something is going to happen based on what I already know. Okay, so I'm going to violate a couple of those by showing you the 10-year millionaire. But even so, this will show you the power of what you and I are going to learn within this class. All right, let's see if I can do this in 12 minutes. 12 minutes, Bob. First of all, let's look at the components of Nasdaq for QQQ. All right, components of QQQ. Who knows what QQQ is? Anybody know? QQQ.
Yeah, it's can you hear me, Bobby?
Yes, I hear you.
It's a fund that tracks an ETF that essentially tracks the Nasdaq. It's very similar to it from Invesco.
Yeah, you're very, very exactly right. It's Nasdaq 100. And actually, the Nasdaq 100 is made up of 102 companies. And the reason it's Nasdaq 100 is because Google is in there twice, right? We've got GOOG and we've got GOOGL, Google, that's in it. But as you can see, it's made up of information technology, communication services, consumer discretionary, healthcare, consumer staples, industrials, utilities. Let me just see. I was trying to find where I can see the components. I keep swearing that I'm going to bookmark this page because I show it so many times. Oh, here we go. So top 10 holdings. I want to see product details. See if we can find all of the holdings. But I want you to know, a lot of people says, well, look, Bobby, it's just, you know, here it is. Consumer discretionary, healthcare, consumer staples. So the top 10 holdings are Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, NVIDIA, Google, and Google. So there's Cisco and Broadcom. So it's got a lot of the companies that you and I know to be pretty darn good companies. I bought 2 iPhones today. I bought and renewed my Microsoft Excel Office suite yesterday. I paid them $92.84. NVIDIA, Cisco Systems, Adobe. Adobe sent me a message saying, dude, you got to re-up with us. If you want to convert all this stuff to these wonderful PDFs, they're in there. So then we've got PayPal, Qualcomm, AMD, Intu. Look at all these. We've got Tesla is in here. We've got, let's just look at some of the other ones. We've got Synopsys, you know, some great companies in here. Zoom, we're using Zoom today, right? So Zoom video is here. We've got Datadog, DocuSign. I had to sign documents with Spectrum so that I could get my new phone service from T-Mobile to them. We've got VeriSign. We've got Facebook. We've got all the Googles, Netflix. By the way, if you want a good show on Netflix, I know several, but I am hung up on the Australian show, Offspring. Oh, it's so good. And I just started season 2 and it's got 7 seasons on it. And it's a cute little show.
You know, what's interesting here is like most of these companies how we do business. It's not even producing an actual product. It's just facilitating other people doing business.
Zach, and I swear to goodness, as long as Beth is alive, my wife, Amazon is going to be doing just fine.
Yep.
Right? You're exactly right. T-Mobile, I fired them today, but I went with somebody else. I went with Charter Spectrum today. So I fired one and went to the other. These are companies that you and I, Electronic Arts, right? They're the John Madden, God rest his soul, right? I love John Madden. You know, the Madden video games. Match Group, you want to find you a little love interest on the side, go to match.com. We got Howard Stern in here. We got Sirius XM. We got Amazon. We got Tesla. Beth loves her Starbucks. Oh, I go through that drive-through and I hate that place. Oh, they're so perky when I go through the Starbucks, and I'm like, and she wants a caramel macchiato hot with 7 pumps. Unbelievable. So I have to say 7 pumps. And it just makes me sick every time I have to say 7 pumps. So we got Lucid. We've got Airbnb, which I don't stay in because I'm afraid somebody's got cameras in there and they're going to film me naked. I'm always scared of that. We got Marriott, which I've done a lot of business with. We got Lululemon, where I get all of my athletic gear from. No, just joking. That's where I get my hot yoga pants from, Lululemon. We got eBay. I bought something on eBay. I bought this the other day. For my streaming, I got a stream deck, bought it on eBay. So these are companies we do with. Beth spent $16 at Ross stores. Did you know that Ross was in the Nasdaq? Did you know that Dollar Tree is in the Nasdaq? Peloton, Amgen, Moderna. We got vaccines. We got medical and healthcare services in here. Illumina, Drexcom, IDEX, Align, Biogen, CGN, Pepsi. Now, y'all, Coke is a lot better than Pepsi. But y'all, I gotta promote where I'm investing. I'm investing a lot in the cube. So I'm in Pepsi. Costco is in here, right? A lot of you have Costco memberships. How many of you drink your Keurig coffee every morning or your Dr. Pepper? Boy, we go through Dr. Pepper here. Monster Beverage is in there. If you got to do business and you're investing in the queues, don't go to CVS, go to Walgreens, because Walgreens is in here. If you're using Hunt's ketchup, throw that garbage in the trash and start eating Heinz, right? We got Heinz in here. Honeywell, we've got a train in here. One of my friends is a conductor for a railroad, and I'm all the time, how's the economy doing? He says, we can't keep up. We can't keep up. The trains are filled. So we've got all these things that are in here. We've got even utilities that make up the queues. Now, this is an ETF, and anybody know, Zach, tell everybody what an ETF is.
That's an exchange traded fund.
There it is. It's exchange traded fund. That's what ETF stands. So it's a basket of stocks, right? It's a basket that makes up that ETF. So this is what that fund holds. Now, what if I told you that you can go and do something crazy? You can not only just invest in QQQ, but there's a symbol out there that is triple QQQ, and it's triple leverage QQQ. So if the Nasdaq goes up 1%, and this is triple leverage, how much does TQQ go up? If this goes up 1%, TQs go up, someone try it, 3%. Jamie, I'm just going to pretend that you had the other finger in your nose or something, okay?
So it's the leverage that's magnifying the return.
It's the leverage that's magnifying the return, right? So it's a leverage TQQ. So if it goes up 1%, this generally goes up 3%. If this goes down 3%, someone tell me this one goes down how much?
9%.
9%. Everybody's with me. Okay, so now you know that we've got confirmation bias and recency bias, but I'm going to show you what had happened if you had done this little program about 10 or 11 years ago. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not share this with your enemies. You would only share this with your friends. Everybody with me? Let's go to Portfolio Visualizer. This is something that you're going to make sure that you need to go with. This is free. This is a back testing tool. Portfoliovisualizer.com. Everybody write that down. Be mighty, mighty helpful to you. So let's just see what happened here. If we, well, I don't want to do optimize. Let me go to the side. So it's all kind of things that you can do here. So we're going to back test the portfolio. And the TQs were formed in 2010. So we're going to say, we started our program in 2010. and we go to 2022, include year to date. Sure, we'll include that. And let's say that you started with, how many of you could come up with $1 today? $1. Anybody? Okay, we got a few of you. So I want you to put $1 into your brokerage account. And then we're going to do some cash flows, and we're going to contribute a fixed amount. Now, we're going to contribute $500 a month. And someone tell me why $500 a month. Someone tell me. That ought to click something in your brain.
Max your IRA each year.
Max out your IRA, right? Because how much can you put into a Roth IRA?
$6,000.
$6,000 a year, right? Unless you're 50 or over, then you can put how much?
7,000.
Look at you guys. Y'all may actually sit for the CFP exam. I'm impressed. So now, what if you can't do 500 a month? Could you do 100? Could you do 200? Could you do 300? I just want you to max out your little thing, okay? So you're going to start out with $1. You're going to put in 500 a month. All right. We're not going to adjust it for inflation. And your contribution is going to be monthly. Let's see what else I need to change here. Contribute fixed amount, include year to date. There you go. All right, leverage type, no leverage. We got everything else here, and you're going to put this only in TQQQ. So you're going to dollar cost average. Somebody tell me what dollar cost averaging is.
Systematically making withdrawals, making contributions to an account, whether it's monthly, weekly, or quarterly. And that way you invest no matter what the market is. So if it's up, you invest. And if it's down, you invest.
Christiana, it's Christiana or Christiana? I can't remember. I want to get it right.
It's Christiana.
Christiana, send me an email. You get an extra point there. You did so good. Okay.
Yeah, but the benefit is you're missing the highs and the lows, and you're averaging your contributions.
Exactly, Zach. Zach, just tell me you got 2 extra points. Okay.
No. I'll stick with the 1. I'm chiming in too much.
Okay, gotcha. I'm trying to show y'all that as long as you participate, you're not gonna have a problem. I just want you to have fun and enjoy it. Okay, enjoy the ride. All right, now let me see Catherine. I love Catherine because she's got her glasses on. She's looking down at the screen. Catherine, how much money are we going to get when we started at $500 a month with $1, and we do this over what, about 11 years? What's our portfolio going to be worth, Catherine?
A lot.
Well, I mean, what do you think? I mean, I'm just, anyone got any guesses?
Well, we're putting in 6,000 a year over 10 years.
10 years. So you're putting in about 66,000.
And it's going to go up, let's say, 3%,
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah. So what do you think we're going to end up with here at the end of the 11 years?
Let's say, let's say 500,000.
Okay, 500,000. Anybody else want to guess? Anybody?
I don't know.
1 million.
1 million. Look at Dr. Brand over there. I called it
I didn't say $1 million. I thought that was overshooting.
That's okay. Dr. Brand, I like that. Okay, so here we go. That's Dr. What's his name from Behave. What is that show? Austin Powers, right?
Austin Powers.
Yeah, good. I picked it up. Okay, so really, let's analyze the portfolio, ladies and gentlemen. No portfolio. Oh, here, I got to go put 100%. We're going to do 100% in that. We're going to dollar cost average. Now let's analyze our portfolio. Remember, you started with $1.
Are you using actual growth rates, or is there an assumption that I missed?
No, we're going to actually use actual data from what the TQQ was, okay?
Got it.
Here we go, analyze portfolio. And here you are, baby. You are at, let me make that a little bigger, $1.938 million. I just made you a millionaire in 10 years.
What does it look like if you throw in Apple stock instead of TQQQ?
We could do that. It's not going to be as good. Now, let me show you something. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, okay? You had a 49% drawdown in 2020 during coronavirus. So what I'm going to show you is how to do this, but in a much safer way. Now, is anybody upset and pissed because I'm going to teach you how to make money rather than how to pass the CFP exam? Because that's what you're going to put me, that's what y'all going to do me on my little evaluation. I just know you're going to do it. You're going to say, the fat glassware and spam hat, 9-toed bastard didn't even help me get past the CFP exam. But if you'll listen to me, you will acquire wealth so that you can tell anybody in the world to F you. Questions?
I think this is very valuable. And if you can learn, because all of this is going to I'm really excited to be able to learn the ins and outs and how to do it. And because it doesn't matter if you pass the CFP exam just because they teach you how to pass the exam if you don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, listen, I want y'all to relax too about the CFP exam. You're going to be fine with the CFP exam, okay? If you want to take the CFP exam, take the CFP exam, take a crash course, right? Go through an 8-week intensive, doing the flashcards and all of that. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Nobody flip out. But what you're going to even get out of this course, though, is you're going to get something more valuable. You're going to learn how to run your own hedge fund. You're going to learn how to run your own portfolio. You're going to learn about puts and calls and iron condors and iron butterflies, and you're going to learn strangles and straddles and stuff that you never flipping thought about in a college investments class. So let's see, Ken or Zach wanted to see how Apple would do. How would it compare to Apple? Here we go. So here we go. There's Apple. If you went to Apple, look at there. What a cheap and good for nothing stock Apple is.
Oh, wow.
It only made you 456,000.
How about that?
How about that?
The worst years were better, but the best years were far worse.
Okay. So here's what I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen. And I want Lisa's son to understand too. What's his name, by the way? He's a cute kid.
Well, this one right here is Jacobus. And
Oh,
Lazarus is somewhere running behind me.
Jacobus and Lazarus. Well, wonderful. I didn't see Jacobus. I saw Lazarus there. So cute kids. Okay, wonderful. So what I want you to do is get out of this, realize I'm going to show you how to control your own destiny. I'm going to show you how to control your future, your financial future, so that you don't have to worry about sitting at a cubicle for the remainder of your days at a job that you hate with a boss that you despise. I'm going to show you how to do that. Questions? Enjoy your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you Tuesday.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Everybody have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.
Have a great
Dr.
weekend.
Gaines.